Alright guys, we're back. Apologies for the delay there. My goodness, I can't believe how bad that was. Alright. Here we go. Sorry about the delay, everyone. I had to switch to a different laptop. That one apparently was not working at all. I know my face is pretty dark right now. That's okay. Because we're going to be using the ground over here. I'm outside to give this a little bit more of a realistic feel. When you're inside, it's just going to be kind of noisy because today we are going to be doing some jumping. I know I already did a jumping and landing lesson before, but this time we're going to be doing a running jump lesson. Okay, so those are two different things. I know we touched briefly on it during that previous lesson, but this one we're going to go over a few things that we probably didn't touch on, and it should be pretty informative for you, and we should have a lot of fun stuff to do. So if you can get outside, you can go outside. We can do this in the grass. You could do this in the driveway. You could do it on a deck. You could do it inside in your living room or your kitchen, wherever you may be, okay? But what we want is a space that we can do a little bit of a run and then a jump and then a land. Now, if you're limited to space and you can only do it in a small little area like that, that's fine too. We don't have to do the biggest jumps we ever can do right now. We are just working on the technique. So let's get started with some technique. Oh, one more thing. I am going to be barefoot during this. The reason is, here's my reasoning for being barefoot during running jumps. When I am barefoot, my whole foot is able to connect with the ground, and I get to feel exactly what's happening. If I'm wearing shoes, I'm taking away a little bit of that sensation. Now, are shoes a bad thing? No. But if I'm wearing shoes that have really thick foam, like a running shoe or a sneaker, right? Then when I land on the ground, I don't actually know what's happening when my feet are hitting the ground. I can't feel it as much. Now that's exactly what shoes are designed for. Is they're designed to kind of help our feet on the ground without causing too much pain, so you can walk across like stones or uneven surfaces and things like that. But when we're doing parkour, it's good to practice training without shoes, just like what we do in the gym. Now, you may ask, training without shoes on concrete or pavement, is that good? It is okay if you practice safely. So that means we scale everything down. We don't go and be crazy and do the biggest things we can possibly do. So if I'm asking you to jump, you do not jump as far as you possibly can. We start with small jumps. And the reason why we would want to do this barefoot is because it allows us to know when something goes wrong. So if I do a very small jump and I land incorrectly, guess what happens to my bare feet? It hurts. Now, am I telling you to go outside and hurt yourself? No. But if you do this with shoes and it's a really thick foam and you do it wrong, and guess what happens? It doesn't hurt. So how do you know if you did it wrong or not? Well, normally you could have a coach stand by and say, oh, well, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. That's why this is wrong. But if you're not wearing shoes and you do it wrong, your feet are going to tell you. Okay? So there's my reasoning behind being barefoot. So like I said, I'm going to be barefoot. If you guys can do this barefoot, that would be great. If you don't want to do it barefoot, put on some sneakers. If you're inside, it's a little bit different. If you're on like a carpet, then you can do it barefoot and it won't really hurt at all. And if you do everything correctly, you will not get hurt. Got it? Now, obviously, I can't expect you guys to do everything correctly right from the start. If you do things wrong, what I mean by get hurt is when your foot hits the ground, it might just feel like there's a little bit extra pressure. Nobody should be walking away from this class with a broken ankle or anything like that. That's crazy, okay? All I'm saying is that, you know that feeling when you give someone a high five really hard, right? And then your hand stings? That's the feeling you're going to get. Okay, so when I say get hurt, I mean you're going to get a really hard high five from the ground. If we do it correctly, we will not get that high five feeling. All right, let's get a little warm up going. We'll do a quick warm up for our legs now that I've talked for 5 minutes, and then we'll get right into it, okay? So first thing, we're jogging in place, okay? Getting a feel for the ground that we are on. Now when we jog in place, we want to be on our toes, okay? So that means we're on the balls of our feet. We're not going flat foot like this, okay? When you go like this, you kind of look like you're a baby or something. I don't know. Babies walk with flat feet. We're on our toes. We're running. Okay, let's do high knees. So knees up nice and high. Keep them moving. Soft feet. You guys should be quiet. We should be able to do high knees without being really loud. All right, now butt kicks. Kicking your butt. Feet are coming up to your butt. And now jumping jacks. Arms are swinging out wide. Here we go. Big jumps. Arms swinging all the way up. And stop. Okay. A few more things we're going to do. Ready? We're going to stand. This is going to be a little bit of a warm-up and a little bit of a review. We're going to stand with our feet not shoulder width here, right? Like directly here. We're going to put them a couple inches away from each other so they are straight underneath us. All right? From this position, you're going to go up onto your toes here. And we're going to keep our chin up, our chest up, arms go out in front of us. We're going to lower all the way down. This is our landing position, okay? So when we do jumps, this is how we're landing our jumps to stick the landing. My heels are off the ground. The balls of my feet are on the floor. My knees are forwards and they are apart, okay? They're not together like this. They're apart. My feet are close together. They can be right next to each other or slightly apart, all right? But they're not out wide like this, okay? So feet close together, knees apart. Bum is down. It is not up in the air, okay? Arms are in front. Stand all the way up. Stay on your toes, down. All the way up. Still on our toes, down and up. Down and up. We've down and up. And on this next one, we're going to jump and we're going to go right back down to the landing position. So we go down, jump, back down, okay? Jump, back down. Jump, back down. Okay, let's add some arms. So we're going to swing them up as we jump. So we're down low. You're going to go up and stick. Up and stick. And up and stick. Okay? Now, when you're doing this one, if it sounds like there's a herd of elephants in the room, that means we need to use our feet and our legs more. So, landing on our toes, right? That ball part of your foot right here, this top part. We're not landing on our tippy toes. We're landing on this top part of our foot, and we are bending our legs to catch the landing. Let's do 3 more, okay? So jump as high as you can. Starting up on our toes, go down here. Arms swing up, and then stick our landing in one spot. And up and down, okay? And one more, here we go. Up and down. All right. Whew. Okay, my legs are warm. You guys ready to get started? Here we go. Okay, so what we're going to practice today, we've already done the landing bit. You guys remember this landing position that we talked about, okay? What we're going to start with is the running jump. Now, when we do the running jump, you're going to be moving forwards, running forwards. We are going to jump up using our legs, and then we must land and stick our landing. So, in order to make sure we're doing it right, we're not going to run just yet. Instead, we're going to start with just 2 steps. So you're going to pick a spot on the ground. So I'm going to pick, if you guys can see the change from concrete to my tiles here. So I'm going to jump from this line right here, all right? My aim is to not go much further. I'm just going to go to right here on this little square. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a square here. So we have a takeoff and a landing area, and that's what I want you guys to find. So a takeoff and landing area. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So when I run, I'm not going to run yet. Sorry. When I start, I'm going to stand where I'm about to take off from, and I'm going to take one step, then 2 steps backwards, all right? So actually, let's take this back. We're going to do it from 1 step. So I'm going to take 1 step backwards. Now I'm going to decide which foot I want to jump off of. I'm going to jump off of my left foot. So I'm going to stick that one out in front. Next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take our right leg and we are going to kick it up to the sky. So we're kicking it up like this, driving our knee, okay? So starting here, left leg is in front, right leg is back, driving your knee up. When we do this, our arms are going to help our knee go up. Boom. So our knee and our arms are going up. Now, standing like this, if we drive our knee up as we bend our left leg down, swinging our arms here, and we extend through that left leg, it's going to launch us up into the air and towards our landing zone. So we're going to try that now, okay? So just standing in this lunge, I want to see you be able to do a kick and a jump to a landing position in your zone, okay? So let's try this 3 times. We're starting out here, swing and kick. Nice and quiet, soft landing in our landing area, okay? If you found that you put your landing area too far away, move it closer, okay? We're not going for max distance here, we're going for control. So we're kicking our foot up and landing on our zone. One more time. Kicking up, arms are swinging up. Finding that landing position. So you guys should be sticking these landings. That means that when you land, your feet are like glue. They're stuck to the ground. You're not falling forward like this. You're not falling backwards. You are staying in one spot. You're not stepping forward. You're not walking away. You're glued, okay? Little safety note. If you do start to fall over backwards, do not put your arm behind you. That is how you're going to break your wrist or your elbow, okay? Instead, either stand up and step back. So if I jump and I fall over backwards, I'm standing up and stepping backwards. Or, this is not so bad. If I fall over, ooh, I'm just going to fall to my butt, okay? Here's a question I ask all my kids when I teach this. Would you rather have a bruise on your butt or a broken arm? I bet you it's the bruise, okay? So do not reach your arms behind you. Keep your arms in front of you and just roll to your butt, all right? Here we go. Next step. We've done our 1 step, boom, running jump. We're now going to take 2 steps. 1, 2, okay? You still see me? Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I have to take 2 steps. Remember, I was jumping off of my left foot and kicking my right. If you guys were jumping off of your right and kicking your left, that's fine too. But I have a leg that is going to be my jumping leg, okay? So what I need to do is make sure that my jumping leg lands right in front of where I want to take off from. So this line here. So from my starting position, I'm going to take 1 step. Then my second step is my jumping step, kick, and then find the landing, okay? So 2 step into the jump. All right, so 1, 2, kick, boom. All right, just 2 steps. That's what I want to see. 1, 2, kick and jump. Nice and controlled. Let's try this 3 more times. Here we go. Remember, this is not about distance or speed. It is about control. That's why I'm not wearing shoes. Because if I make a mistake, my feet are going to slap against the ground like somebody just gave me a crazy high five, and it's going to sting. And that's how I know I did it wrong. We are bending our legs as we land and absorbing our impact, okay? Absorbing means we're taking it away into our body rather than putting it all into the bottom of our feet, all right? One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, kick, jump. All right? That's what I want to see. I know I keep saying that's what I want to see, but I can't see it. That'll be changed soon. Stay tuned for an update about these classes. And you should be getting emails about the updates too. Cool. Now, if we have control, what we can do is we can add a few extra steps. So I'm going to change the angle of my camera here, and I'll show you. Here are the things I'm focusing on when I'm doing a running jump. I need to use my eyes to pick out certain things. The first thing I should be looking at is my takeoff. So right here is my takeoff. If I'm not looking at my takeoff, I'm going to be running and I'm going to miss it and I'm going to fall. Okay? Imagine that on the other side of this line whoosh, is a big pit of lava or a swimming pool, right? And if I step over the line when I go to take off, I'm going to fall into my lava. I need to watch the ground here as I take off. Now, once I see my foot hit this, where's the next spot that I should look? My landing zone, okay? So I'm running forwards. I'm looking at where I'm about to jump from. And then I kick my foot and look, follow my foot, look where it's going. It's pointing straight at my landing zone. And I land, okay? So as we're coming, we're looking at the ground. We're running, kick, find your landing zone. Now, while you're in the air, the best way to find your landing zone is to not only look at it, but also point your feet at it. So if your feet are aiming whoop, right where they need to go, that's where they're going to end up. If your feet are behind you like this, it's going to be a lot harder to land. Okay? So feet are kicking out in front, landing both feet at the same time in our landing position. So feel free to add a few extra steps. Again, we're not going full speed. We're just adding a little bit. Kicking, finding that nice and controlled landing. Keyword here is control. If you don't have control, that's how you get hurt. All right? I don't care how far you can jump. If you can't land it properly, then I don't want you jumping that far. Okay? That's the key aspect. So, one more time, here we go. We're running, I'm looking, kicking my leg, and landing over here, okay? Sticking my landing. Run, look, kick, stick. Run, look, kick, stick. Pretty catchy. All right. Cool. That's the running jump right there, right? With a stuck landing. We're going to try one more thing now that we've got it. This is where I recommend, instead of being on the pavement here, I'm going to move to the grass. All right? So, cool. Can you guys see my grass, kind of? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the skills that I already knew, the parkour shoulder roll, all right? And I'm going to use that roll. I'm going to use that roll at the end of my jump. So I'm going to run. I'm going to look at where I'm taking off, kick, point my feet and my eyes towards where I'm landing. And when I land, I'm going to absorb my landing down. And once I'm here in this position, I'm going to reach and do my shoulder roll, okay? So check it out. I'll do a bigger jump so you guys can see what that looks like. Ready? Here's going to be my takeoff right here. I'm going to kick, and I'm going to aim for my landing here, and then the roll. All right? Here I come. Keep an eye on the screen. Here we go. kick, land, roll. All right? Now, if I wanted to do a little bit smaller of a jump into the roll, looks like this. Ready? It's kick up, land, and roll. The important part here, guys, is to absorb your landing, catch yourself with your legs, and then safely go into the roll, all right? We don't need to be rushing through this, okay? It's all about control, like I said, all right? So I want you guys, if you have the space where you can do a jump and a roll. If you don't have the space to do a full running jump and a roll, what you can do instead is just do a little jump in place. So you jump up, and when you land, you can roll, all right? If you need to practice your roll more, put down something soft like a mattress or a pillow or a panel mat and practice the roll going onto that, all right? But it's the running jump with control and a quiet landing, all right? Quiet landing. Shouldn't sound like a group of elephants are stomping around in your living room, ideally, all right? Cool. All right. That right there was our running jump. I hope it was easy to follow and cool. I have a few updates for you guys. So, as far as the classes go, we are going to start running parkour classes through Zoom. So that means those of you that are paying tuition, that are signed up for the class, are going to be part of our Zoom class. Now, a Zoom class allows me and the students to interact more. It means that I can see you guys. So what you'll need is either a phone or a laptop that can connect to the internet. You do not need to download anything. You can do this all through your web page, okay? And you should be getting an email with a code for your class, all right? So it'll be, the times are going to be different here, okay? So Parkour 1 is going to be at 3:30 on Thursday. Now, if you are not an enrolled student, that means that you're not getting tuition or you're not paying the tuition. You won't be able to join the Zoom class where we can interact, but you will be able to watch the live stream still, okay? So there still will be a live stream here on YouTube, but it'll be at 3:30 instead of 2 o'clock, all right? If you're interested in joining the class and you're looking for more information about it, you can email us, go to our website. You can find all the information there, okay? Go to our website, find the little contact thing, send a message and say, hey, Coach Alex talked about Zoom parkour classes. I want in. What can I do, all right? Yes, you can do it on a iPad as well. That's a good question. You can do it on an iPad. You can do it on a phone. You can do it on a laptop or a PC. And I think that's about it. Cool. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Coming on Thursday, I will see you in a Zoom class, which means that we can do a lot more. We'll have a lot. I'll be able to give you guys feedback on your skills, all right? And again, if you are not in the Zoom class, you will be able to find the classes on YouTube still, okay? You'll be able to watch the classes and still practice along. All right, thank you for tuning in. This has been Parkour Level 1 beginner class. Sorry about the troubles at the beginning with the internet and the videos and all that stuff. See ya.